Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 8th episode of the 2nd season of Zombieland Saga. And last episode we had a very surprising event. We kind of had a fan becomes an idol for a day sort of event. That's essentially what it turned into. Kotaro kind of just kidnapped the girl and she ended up being a part of us, but then she decided it wasn't for her. And that's kind of the note we ended the episode on. However, we still have that one issue with the one guy that knows things. That's still kind of looming in the background as a threat. But what I vaguely remember from seeing for the preview, I think this is actually going to be a Yuki focus episode, which is something that I wanted for a while because we still don't know a whole lot about her, so it would be cool to learn a bit more. So yeah, let's dive on in and see exactly what we're in for with this episode. So 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, this definitely looks like Yugi's environment. Yeah, Meiji, 1881. That's a while ago. I had that hair though. Well, I don't know much about what's going on, so. You know, it was Ty's episode. We didn't get a flashback for her. Just gonna point that out. I see we got some eavesdroppers over here. Kind of reminds me of the trio from Kimetsu no Yaiba a little bit. Uh, yeah, she's eventually gonna be an idol, so. Saga will always exist. What are you talking about? Yeah, that line confused me a little bit. I guess we'll see what's up after the opening. I mean, I'm not really that familiar with the history of Saga, honestly, so. I don't think I even heard of Saga before this show. I wonder how many people will be able to guess this is an idol anime from watching the opening. Saga. Yeah, 1882, so a little bit further ahead. Saga Castle. Shamisen. Bum, bum, bum. Indeed. Means everyone knows about her. She's amazing in some respects. Uh, oh, that's something. I imagine we'll see her death scene at some point. Sakura? Wait, what? We are still in the Meiji period, right? Also, is that Kotaro's voice? That didn't work very well. Very passionate about Saga, I see. Are you not passionate about Saga? Oh, okay, that was not good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess just everyone's here. Yeah, this might be a good time to leave if you can. Please, Mane. Homeland, where we live, not didn't get that far. Does it say Nagasaki? He said the thing. I was actually pretty lucky for you now. Book it. Who are you? Okay. A problem prefecture. Okay. Like a problem child, but a problem prefecture. How horrible. Nagasaki, that's right next to it. Right. Is that what they meant by Saga not being around anymore? That was said earlier. But Saga. I can't really knock him for that. You can get some idols over here. Everything's right with the world. That would be nice. I don't think that's gonna happen. Did it? Okay, I gotta watch that meat. It'll disappear if we're not careful. And there goes I. Still don't know why they're here in the Meiji period, but it's fine. Oh yeah, there they are. Always a beautiful sight. Always worth checking out. Man, I would just love to just throw down a blanket and just sit, watch, take in everything. Let the sakura petals fall upon me. So this is how they meet? This woman's my chance to save Saga. Someone's gotta say something. Please give me your contact information. Really? Okay. I mean, that could have been a... Wait, was that Ty? I blinked. What was that? Was that Ty? I'm gonna go back earlier if they don't show her again. Also, is his hair dyed? Uh... Oh, that's a lot of text. I... We're like the first two lines. You know, just watching the love of my life walk away. People keep bringing that up. Because they call it Tide Legendary Tide. I still remember that from Season 1. And they asked what made her so legendary. Kind of too much excess. And you save that person. You're gonna sneeze. I see he's trying to say front shoo. Really is a great view she has from that spot. Just riding a horse. Yeah, I quite like that mid card there. So we're gonna go visit. I guess finding her location wasn't too difficult. Ah! She spotted me. Don't panic too much. Do I have to? Will they blush in there, man? You're gonna pass out. Because you're looking a little bit shaky there. Maybe you caught a cold when you fell in the water. That might have happened. That way, man, you can't miss it. Old man. Is he eating the thing that they feed Romero? That didn't sound good. She came for you. Aren't you glad you became friends with her? Right. Is that where some of your motivation comes from? Oh, okay. That is interesting. Okay, wow, even the dog. Yeah. I read a little bit more about that time. I mean, just in general, it's good to get backstory on why Kotaro is so passionate about Saga. At least I think it's supposed to be Kotaro. Like, it looks different, but gotta be the same voice. And if it is, you can assume it's the same character. So I'm gonna give this man a soapbox to stand on. Would you like it, paper? Just messing with him, okay. That's a good impression. I hear crying. Oh my god, wow. Oh, that's a sight I didn't think I'd see. Okay. Okay. Maybe the most surprising thing in the episode so far. Wow, that was impressive. I brought fish. Please don't stab me. Fresh presents? I would never fish in a river that has shoe in its name. She's legendary for a reason. Thank you. He's destined for bigger things. Being an idol manager. Yeah, let's not get too crazy. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he meant necessarily with her, but this guy. Don't hurt yourself. He's not dead, is he? Nice, he's fine. What are we gonna do with you? No, it's just these two. I don't even really recognize Ito. He's not a character from the main show, is he? Like the main timeline. I mean, maybe you've seen him once or twice in season 1, but I don't know. I don't recognize him though. No arguments here. It's a cool name. Like, I do really like the name Saga. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be Koto. It could be like just a Koto's ancestor. That might be what a lot of them are. That makes sense too, I guess. Except for Yuki, who's, you know, gotta be the real one. Really? Okay, we're actually getting some supporters. That's cool. One of those, like, the ancestors of our 2 regular fans from the main timeline. Okay, that was pretty sneaky. What's going on here? This looks very spy-ish. I mean, like, is this man gonna eat the note when he finished reading it? I can't read that. It's all dark and smudgy. And in Japanese. But he apparently got the point across. Wait, that's the episode? Okay, I guess we're having a 2-parter here. I mean, fair enough. Just gonna end up on a bit of a cliffhanger there. Because I don't really trust Ito, to be honest. Seems pretty sketchy. Yeah, definitely a very different type of episode. Okay, yeah, that was the 8th episode of 2nd season of Zombieland Saga. And yeah, this episode wasn't quite what I expected. Like, I figured we would get some Yuki focus going into it. Maybe like a little bit of flashback kind of stuff, but I didn't think the episode would literally in its entirety be one big flashback. That was a bit of a surprise for me. But it's cool though, like we're in the Meiji period, so yeah, a lot of like kimono, a lot of traditional Japanese stuff, shamisen, tea, yeah, a lot of stuff you would associate with that time period for sure. So that was pretty unexpected. But we do get to see Yuki in her natural environment, which is pretty cool, because obviously the way she sort of acts is not super in line with the period she's in, because obviously, yeah, things change a lot in that amount of time. So getting to actually see her in a place where her actions aren't like aren't considered weird, that's pretty cool. People keep calling her legendary, which I mean she is, but just keeps every time it just makes you think of Tai, because I remember that so clearly from season 1, just introducing Tai as legendary Tai, and then Sakura would ask what makes her legendary, and he's like, well, what makes you legendary, and like dodge the question. So yeah, I kept thinking about that. I don't know why I expected there to be some kind of explanation of Tai's legendariness in this episode, but there wasn't. I mean, that's really to be expected. But yeah, basically, yeah, brief little thing with Yugiri, and she kind of got relocated over to what used to be called Saga, and that's a pretty big thing. We got a bit of like history lesson there about the war, the territories, the changing, all that sort of thing. So yeah, Saga is in trouble, like it needs help, and we have a young man here. What was his name? Kiichi, something like that. Yeah, he seems to be the one that's really gung ho with doing this, right? And yeah, first thing I noticed was that he kind of sounded like Kotaro, which is obviously intentional. So most likely Kotaro's ancestor, either that or he managed to zombify himself and stay alive for a long time. That's certainly a possibility, but probably not the case. But the zombie thing actually was mentioned in the episode. Like it was briefly touched on, but it was one of those things you notice when it's brought up. Like apparently the grandpa had some knowledge about resurrecting the dead and stuff like that. So that's clearly why that's a thing in the current timeline. I keep calling it timeline. It's not quite. I know it's not quite the right word, but you know what I mean when I say it. That's the important thing. So we didn't really get an explanation on exactly how the raising the dead works exactly, but at least we got a little bit of a nod to it, to like its origin. So that's something at least. But yeah, this kid very, very passionate about saving Saga, very much like Kotaro is, right? So that obviously kept going one way or the other. And we actually saw like everyone else too, like pretty much every member of Franshushu all around. But like I said, most likely ancestors. That's because that's the only thing that really makes any degree of sense. Like, I mean, you could just zombify them all now when they're still around in the future, but that would contradict what we already know about them. So probably not the case. But definitely was surprised seeing them, especially that scene with Lily on Saki's back or whatever. That was a real surprise, considering I'm pretty sure those two didn't get along very well, like early in the show. So that was probably the biggest surprise, really. So none of them actually did much, honestly. But I really was taken aback when I first saw Sakura. That's for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the episode. Kiichi, I wish I could get his name right. I think they mentioned his name somewhere around. I mean, they definitely mentioned it when she first arrived at his place, right? Yeah, Kiichi. Odd name, Kiichi Momozaki. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Kiichi, and Yugiri, they kind of became associated with each other because fan thingy kind of blew over, and then he also kind of saved her from an oncoming vehicle. So yeah, pretty good chance for them to grow closer. He comes to her place, she comes to his place. You could probably call them friends at this point, I would say. And there's also Ito, who I'm not quite sure what his deal is. That one shot near the end of him discreetly throwing a little bit of a note towards somebody. I mean, I was already kind of suspicious of him before that. That kind of nail on the head that he's up to something, but we don't know quite what. Not quite sure. I'm sure we'll find out next episode, though. And yeah, this is clearly a two-parter, so that's also a pretty big surprise. I'm not going to complain about that, though, since we've needed Yugiri screen time, so if they want to dedicate a couple episodes to it, I'm not going to complain about that. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say about the episode. Yeah, so just kind of curious what's going to happen with the next episode, but we'll have to wait until next time to find out. So until then, bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.